Next thing we're going to look at is our planner setup. Anytime you see an arrow pointing towards something, that's going to be the setup for that particular function. So we're going to simply hit our G button, which is our planner setup. So on our planner setup page, first thing we're going to see is our frame setup. We're going to see the row configuration is set up as a twin row. It can be set up single, split, or twin. So for our use today, this machine has already been set up. It's going to be 24 total rows when we're in a twin row configuration, 12 rows when we're in a single configuration. It's on 38-inch spacing both ways, and our planner width does not change. So one thing that's important is when you swap from a twin row to a single row, you can simply go here and go to single row, and you can see either it's 24 single rows or we've got 24 and 12. So it's a pretty easy thing to remember there. So on our sensors, one thing to remember on our sensors is if you ever have a seed sensor or any of the other sensors on the unit fail, you can simply come here and turn them on and off so that they don't alarm until you can get them replaced. So the first we're going to look at is our seed. You can look at them on individual rows. And like I said, enable or disable. Big thing is there at the bottom, if you want to turn all rows off, you have that ability as well. So on our vacuum sensors, this unit is currently configured with 2 vacuum sensors. You're going to get the cal value. Anytime that sensor is changed, you want to make sure that cal value is checked. We know that the fans are not on and they're sitting at 0, so our cal is good. From our height sensors, one thing to remember on a height sensor, what's important about the height sensor is it's actually what tells the tractor whether the planter is up or down. It is also important to remember that the VRD motors will not engage unless the planter is down, and it only knows that through the use of this height sensor. Tractor speed, a lot of times we're going to leave these on auto. Our active source, this is going to show us how fast the tractor is moving. This is going to show us radar speed and then wheel speed. So for our PDF air pressure, one of the things we're going to see here is how many ranks do we have and how many sensors do we have. Our cal value is going to be standard unless the sensor needs to be replaced. For downforce, these are our downforce sensors. We're going to see that we actually have 3 sensors. The first sensor is located on row 4. Sensor 2 is on row 14. And sensor 3 is on row 22. If we want to enable and disable each at a time, we actually can do that here. And if we need to do a cal, we can actually reset them to 0 here. For our ride quality sensors, we also have 3 ride quality sensors. You're going to see they're listed each one. The first one is on row 4, the second on 14, and the third on row 22. And that kind of gets us a good idea of what the sensors look like. As far as drive configurations, one thing to remember is once the drive configuration has been set up, there's not going to be a real reason to actually change that drive configuration. But if you need to make some type of adjustments, this is where you would do that.